What's going on, guys? My name is Terminus, and if you don't know me, I am the owner of this channel. I'm actually doing a lot of reaction videos and whatnot, and I just wanted to drop in. And I've seen a lot of hype around Frieren, and a lot of people, especially also from the English-speaking world, watching and really enjoying this series. But one thing, as somebody who's from Germany, one thing has been one thing has been irking me a little bit, and that is how the pronunciations of the German names are being done. So I thought that maybe, just maybe, I could help you all a little bit about how these things are being pronounced. Just give you a little bit of an understanding of how the German language works in general. So we're just gonna go through the most basic names that we continue to hear over and over in the story. I think that is one of the best things we can probably do. Let's start with the easiest name, because I've heard most of you actually pronounce that name pretty well, and that is Frieren. Frieren means something like freezing or being in the process of freezing or being frozen. It also expresses a feeling, right? If you're feel like the temperature is sinking and it's very uncomfortable, and you do feel that you start to freeze, and that is also what Frieren means in this context. Then we do have our favorite moral motherly figure, but also actual mage apprentice, Fan. Fan, just to pronounce it again, it's fern. It means as much as far away or distant, and it can have a lot of meanings, right? Even her demeanor is kind of distant, so that is something very interesting to think about. Now, we do have our resident warrior, our new generation warrior, who is Stark. Stark is a relatively simple name, but it can obviously mean a lot of things in different contexts. But the main meaning of Stark is being strong, right? It's strong. And then we do have the Heroes Party. Let's start with the Heroes Party, okay? The Heroes Party is relatively easy. A lot of people already pronounce him right, but we do have Himmel. Himmel, right? That's how you pronounce him. It's very funny because Himmel means sky, but it also means heaven. Himmel und Hölle would mean heaven and hell, right? So Himmel. I mean, you don't need to do it as, like, overpronounced as I did just now, but you just call him Himmel. And then we have one name that I noticed is pronounced not that great by most people, and that is our resident priest of the Heroes Party, who is Heiter. I think a lot of native English speakers make the mistake that they see the E in Heiter and they say hater, because that's the way you pronounce the E in English, but in German the E is actually E, right? And the E is, in combination with the I, is spoken Heiter. And Heiter means as much as merry, right? Joyful, something along those lines. Then we do have Eisen, who is also pronounced correctly in most of the cases, because it's a pretty easy name. Eisen means iron. Again, Eisen. Then we have the master of, or the late master of Frieren, who is called Flamm. The interesting thing about Flamm is in the actual series she is called Flamm. But in German, if you want to be really correct, you could also say Flamme. Flamme means as much as fire, flame, right? It's pretty simple, but it's a pretty meaningful name, right? Because she's a shining shining figure in history, basically, and you do see that she has been very passionate about getting rid of the demons and whatnot. But anyway, we're almost done with the names. Let me repeat the last one: Flam or Flamme. And then we do have the next name on the list are the other elf we actually met on the way in episode 11, which is Kraft. Kraft means strength, power, something along those lines. It's normally you refer to it as physical power, but also in combination with will power. It can like if you want to pronounce willpower in a way, you can also say Willenskraft, right? You have willpower, Willenskraft. So that's Kraft, mainly physical power, but also in combination with other words can mean other forms of power and strength. And then we do have the newest member of the party who we just met last episode, which is Sein. Sein is very interesting because Sein, again, we do have that with the EI that Americans and native English speakers often make the mistake of pronouncing it A, right? Because it's an E. So they say Sein instead of Sein, but you say Sein as if it's with an A, right? And I think in English you would put an A there if you wanted to have the correct pronunciation. So Sein means being or existing in a way, right? Not directly existing, because existing is existieren, but Sein also in some contexts can mean existing. Being, and I think in particular, if we want to go even narrower, you could say being in the moment. It's a very interesting meaning of the word. Now, there's a lot of other things and places that we could talk about, but in general, I would say those are the main names we have met so far, and the names we would probably use the most. So I thought I'd just drop a little bit of an audio thing to let you know how these names are pronounced. But because I know it's a hassle to just go through the clip again and again, I will pronounce them once again, so you with a little bit of a pause in between, so you can actually just get them from the end of the video. We do have Frieren, Fern, Stark, Himmel, Heiter, Eisen, Flamm or Flamme, Kraft. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I mean, it's just a little bit of me just wanting to spread the German language a little bit and give people a better understanding on how it works. All right, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video.